On the 35th anniversary of Archbishop Marcel Lefebvre's death, Bishop Athanasius Schneider dropped a bombshell. The man Pope Francis personally appointed in 2015 to investigate the SSPX seminaries is now calling on traditional-minded cardinals, bishops, and communities to unite behind the society, and even suggesting that Lefebvre himself may one day be recognized as a saint. Archbishop Lefebvre's work, he himself and the society, is a work of the Church, one that divine providence gave us in these extremely confused and difficult times, Schneider declared in a March 25th interview with the Remnant. For those who know Schneider's history, the words carry unusual weight. He didn't just read about the SSPX, he spent days living with them, visiting their houses across multiple countries, and reading a massive biography spanning over 800 pages, as well as the documents and pastoral writings of Archbishop Lefebvre, covering the entire period from his episcopal consecration in 1947 until his death. He also accessed Vatican archives for his mission. Schneider's defense of the SSPX rests on several pillars. First, intention matters. Not every act of disobedience toward the Pope is automatically schismatic, he insists. Even an episcopal consecration performed against the Pope's will, and thus illicit in that specific instance, is not, per se, an intrinsically evil act. He points give historical precedent. Saint Athanasius disobeyed Pope Liberius, who excommunicated him, yet history judges that excommunication invalid. Schneider draws a direct parallel. I believe that in the eyes of God, the excommunication of Athanasius was unjust. Regarding the current issue of the society and these consecrations, there is something providential at work. Second, Schneider points to concrete signs of communion. SSPX priests pray for the local bishop and the Roman pontiff in every Mass. They received faculties from Rome to hear confessions, faculties that remain unrevoked. Pope Francis himself authorized local bishops to allow SSPX priests to witness marriages. How could a schismatic community possess valid faculties for confession? Schneider asks. That constitutes a form of jurisdiction. Third, Schneider recalls a moment few remember. In 2005, at a synod in Rome, with Pope Benedict XVI present, Cardinal Dario Castiglione Hoyos, head of the Ecclesia Dei Commission, stood before the assembly and pleaded, "I appeal to all of you, please let us be generous and embrace the society of St. Pius X. How can we be indifferent?" Schneider was in the hall. He heard it himself. Not everyone agrees. Bishop Marion Eleganti has been equally direct in rejecting Schneider's reasoning. To declare a questionable intention doesn't help, he said. It's a way, saying that they don't intend schism, to deceive people about the objective schismatic nature and effect of such an act of disobedience. Eleganti argues the question must be judged by facts, not claims. He lists 4 points. The SSPX acts with full autonomy without papal mandate. It operates bishops not in union with the Pope. It maintains hundreds of priests not incardinated, and it exists in jurisdictional nirvana through self-authorization. They claim not to want a church beside the church, while creating one and behaving in a way that corresponds exactly to that, Eleganti said. Cardinals Müller and Sarah have also spoken out. Müller insists the SSPX must recognize papal authority not only in theory but also in practice, and submit without preconditions. Sarah asked with anguish, is it to desire the salvation of souls to tear apart the mystical body of Christ in a way that may be irreversible? Schneider's appeal goes beyond the July 1 consecrations. He wants traditional communities like the FSSP, good bishops and cardinals, to form a unique power to restore our Holy Mother Church in this unprecedented emergency situation. He regrets that traditional groups attack each other instead of uniting against the enemy together. What about Pope Leo? He hopes he will, in some way, find a generous gesture. but adds, even if not, God will permit it, even to be of benefit to the entire Church. Then comes the prediction that will make some Catholics uncomfortable and others hopeful. On the anniversary of Lefebvre's death, Schneider declared, "I am convinced that one day, in the future, he will be recognized by the Church as a great bishop, and also I will not exclude that he will one day, in the future, be in some way be canonized as a confessor bishop in difficult times, who always loved the Holy See and the popes." The late Cardinal Hyacinth Tiandem told Robert Moynihan the same thing in the 1990s. Lefebvre would one day be canonized. As July 1 approaches, the lines are drawn. Schneider sees a providential work of preservation. Eleganti sees a parallel church in the making. Müller warns of excommunication. The faithful watch, pray, and wait.